So, this is a bit awkward. I'm the videographer for Play Dirty, and I've been travelling around Japan for 3 weeks, so I don't have any content for you this week. But if you like fast cars and Japanese culture, this video is for you. Enjoy. Ever since I was a kid, Japan felt like a place I already knew, even though I'd never been. From Pokemon cards traded on the school playground, to tuning cars in video games like Need for Speed Underground, Japan shaped so much of my childhood without me even realising it. And now, after all those years of imagining, it's finally time for me to visit Japan for myself, for real. First, a long-haul flight from London to Beijing, then a 4-hour layover, and wait for the final stretch, Beijing to Tokyo. It was a long journey, but with every hour I felt myself getting closer to a place I'd dreamed about for years. And just like that, I'd arrived. After all the miles, all the hours, it was finally time to step out into Tokyo and start exploring for real. I had 8 nights to explore Tokyo, and staying in Shinjuku made everything pretty easy to get to. One thing I learned pretty quickly about Tokyo, there are vending machines absolutely everywhere, but bins practically non-existent. I even went back to the McDonald's I got my rubbish from, and somehow not a single bin in sight, not one. Eventually I caved and searched, where do you throw rubbish away in Tokyo? And apparently the answer is train stations. So I made my way to the nearest JR line, and after a mini adventure of its own, I found a bin. Although even then, figuring out which section my rubbish actually belonged in was a whole new challenge. From that point on, I kept it simple. If it couldn't fit in my backpack, I didn't buy it. My next stop was Akihabara, pretty much a paradise for anyone who loves gaming and tech. This place was like a whole world of its own. Shops packed floor to ceiling with retro consoles, anime figures, and tech you didn't even know existed. It was then time to head to Shibuya crossing on a Saturday night, and this was another reason I'd always wanted to come to Japan. The cars.
When I was in the 6th grade, these was made. They was thinking science, I was thinking get paid. I always kept a plan to get dough, like selling the same shit I used to steal from out of Stop and Go. I used to run the paper route, but that ain't pay me enough. I was still on the bus. My mom would always tell me, don't you rush to get old. But barely did I listen to this. I was told I was a ghetto boy. Long before the rap group existed, I used to take my lunch money and pitch it. I stayed on suspension, I ain't with school. Truant officers be chasing me, I give them the blues. Hit the pipes off of Ruben just to pass the time. Shoot the shit, walk the Shamrock, stole me a wine. Get smashed and hit the bus stop with school let out. Get off at Tina, house and bus deck. Walk up out of Ridgemont, smelling like fish in my pocket. Then back to the south side, walking home from Watkins. I stopped to see the homies off the hump of the street. All you game in the front yard, bump this beat.
Since I could remember, I've been on my grind all the time. Looking for paper, if you Again, the finer things on my mind. I had to shine by any means necessary. I had to go out and get it and come back with it. Thug life, I was with it. My balls and my word told me that the world was mine. That's why I stayed home.
I remember when the dope game started up, serving the heights. I was seeing more dough than I ever seen in my life. I was rocking up, mowing the shit. Kept 1,000 in my pocket, 20 more in the safe. I had my grandmother guessing how I got that ish. Cause every other day I had to buy new kicks. Hold the gas, step into.
Next up, an activity I knew I couldn't skip. Go-karting through the streets of Tokyo.
I'll take you anywhere. Just tell me I'll be there. We don't need a plan, I like it unprepared. Whatever comes our way, we'll stay there for the day. So dream, dream away. So dream, dream away. Clear up my vision. I want courage to find. Turned up from black and white. Find what I'm seeking. Leave my troubles behind. Scars from another time. We're leaving now. Into the clouds.
The next few days I spent exploring various different places, from Tokyo's Imperial Palace, Tokyo Station, Tokyo Tower, Disneyland, and Tokyo Skytree. I was super lucky and was able to see Mount Fuji from the top of the Skytree. And just like that, 8 nights in Tokyo were over. It was time to head to Mount Fuji, but not just by train. For me, this was something really special. I'd be driving there in a Nissan GTR, a dream come true and an experience I'd never forget.
Throw me in the deep end. I'm ready now to swim. The air in my lungs may not last very long.
So I've just pulled over, just because I need to connect my phone and stuff. But first impressions, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I can't believe I've got, 3 days of this. Let's carry on the journey.
Dancing like a star. You've practiced your lines to convince us you're fine, but I know that's not where you are. And once in a blue moon you may come undone. We're made up of the same blood. I'll be your medicine if you let me. Give you reason to get out of bed. Sister, I'm trying to hold off the lightning and help you escape from your head.
I checked into my hotel at Mount Fuji, and the view was absolutely incredible. That night, I spent hours driving around, living out a childhood dream of mine, with Mount Fuji standing in the distance.
We were kids in a car having light-hearted arguments. We don't know what's there till it's gone. Just hear me out and you might understand. We're made up of the same blood. I'll be your medicine if you let me.
best part about that day is I got to do it all over again the next day. More driving, more breathtaking views, and more memories I'll never forget. As I had a GTR, I had to go to Daikoku, PA, a famous car meet made famous by the Fast and Furious movies. I was only there for about 20 minutes and the police came to shut it down, and just like that, my Daikoku adventure had come to an end. But because I'd driven that far, I thought I'd make the most of it, driving over Shibuya Crossing and over the Rainbow Bridge, taking in the city lights from behind the wheel. But I just couldn't shake that feeling that I hadn't experienced Daikoku properly. So the next day, I went back, and this time, it didn't disappoint. It was then time for me to drop the GTR back. A sad time, but also excited for the next adventure. The GTR is now dropped off. Had a great time in this, absolutely amazing. Yeah, one last look at the GTR. They're taking me to the airport in this. I'm super thankful for, because it means I don't have to walk all the way down there. And yeah, amazing time. It was now time to leave this part of Japan and head to Osaka, Japan's second biggest city. To get there, I hopped on the bullet train from Tokyo, a direct train that can reach speeds of up to 220 miles per hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shinkansen.
I had arrived in Osaka, and I expected it to be very similar to Tokyo, but I couldn't be more wrong. This place had its own atmosphere, culture, and scenery. Streets filled with Japanese street food, with every corner offering something new to try. I went on a day trip to Nara, a place famous for its friendly deer and ancient temples. As soon as you arrive, you're greeted by deer casually roaming the streets. And beyond the wildlife, Nara's temples and shrines are some of the oldest and most breathtaking in all of Japan, giving the whole area a peaceful, almost magical atmosphere. It was then time to leave Osaka and make my way to Kyoto. Once the capital of Japan, Kyoto is a city overflowing with history, tradition, and some of the most iconic temples in the country. Every corner feels like stepping back in time. Quiet streets, wooden houses, and shrines tucked away between modern buildings. It's a completely different pace, and the moment you arrive, you can feel the shift in atmosphere. And there it was, 21 days of solo travelling across Japan, 3 weeks of new cities, new faces, and moments I'll never forget. From the chaos of Tokyo to the calm of Kyoto, every step felt like discovering a new piece of myself. As the journey came to an end, I realised something. Japan didn't just show me its beauty, it made me reflect on my life and where I am today. And leaving Japan was harder than I expected. So until next time, and thank you for the memories.